Do claim adjusters have a future in insurance? Oddly enough, some colleagues and I were discussing this just the other day. My own assessment is that increasing automation and AI will greatly reduce the number of adjusters needed but not eliminate adjusters. The truth is, not all claims are created equal. Simple automobile accidents where there is no injury are actually fairly straightforward matters to resolve, as are low-value property claims. While I don't ever expect AI could work as well as a trained adjuster to detect fraud, they certainly could evaluate and resolve these low-end claims. In fact, we've already seen a move in that direction, as insurers are increasingly choosing to conduct only very basic investigations for these low-value claims in order to resolve them faster. Insurers have taken this step because their customers want their claims resolved quickly, and doing so has a bigger impact on retention and peer-to-peer promotion than does anything else. We've done the math, and what we lose to fraud on these low-end files, which are most claims, is more than made up for by what we gain in terms of increased gross premiums written by people promoting their insurer to their friends and family, and customer retention. Since we've already moved toward basic investigation on commodity claims, I don't see how moving to using online claims submission and AI adjusters is being a huge problem. Certainly, it is probable that this would result in huge savings on salary and resolve claims much faster, which will likely make up for any losses to fraud. I think that it's only a matter of time before we go to AI for the most basic claims. Where the future of adjusters lies is in the more complex claims. I have difficulty seeing a day where AI can analyze complex legal situations and direct the defense of an insured. I have difficulty seeing a day when people are content to have to input the information necessary to evaluate a total loss house fire through a website and then wait a year or so for their home to be rebuilt without ever having spoken to a human. I have difficulty seeing a future in which AI can comfort someone whose child has just died in a car crash, who's just had a treasured heirloom stolen, or whose home just burned down on Christmas Eve. I've done all those things. People aren't ready for a lack of human contact on the big claims. I also don't see AI being able to pick up on apprehension in someone's voice or eye movements that suggest a false statement, following up on it, and exposing the truth, or at least not without a great deal of sophisticated equipment that would be cost prohibitive to purchase in the quantity that an insurer would need to purchase in order to replace adjusters. Probably more than anything else, I don't see programmers being able to create AI that is able to deal with the incredible variety of things adjusters need to deal with: handling a claim for a part failure and crash on an airplane, the theft of furs from a storage facility, and a trip and fall that results in someone being a quadriplegic are entirely different from one another. The greatest thing about being an adjuster is the variety of challenges you face. AI will have difficulty with that, and that difficulty will always leave room for human adjusters. Of course, we will need fewer adjusters as AI takes over basic, low-value, straightforward claims, and helps us to do our jobs more efficiently, but we will still need adjusters. Artificial intelligence and evaluation apps will never replace human claims adjusters. Any casualty liability insurance company which thinks they can is sadly deluded and will probably go belly up in the not-too-distant future. Only a well-trained human can have the broad knowledge needed to investigate, evaluate and resolve claims appropriately. I have used some of the evaluation programs. They only provide a starting point. It's the adjuster's job to make evaluations based upon the merits of each claim and to negotiate settlements or to properly deny claims. Lawyers are hired to defend lawsuits, but claims adjusters supervise them. Appraisers and PIs and other experts are used in investigations, but claims adjusters supervise them. Google Earth and myriad other online resources and standalone programs have really enhanced investigation. Information has become available at the press of a key. Automation, however, has turned highly trained college graduates into typists. In the early days of my career, we had clerks and stenographers to do mundane tasks, freeing the adjusters to concentrate on their primary functions. However, when computers entered the picture, it fell upon the adjusters to do data entry, type their own notes, correspondence, and reports. As the years passed, it got only worse. Only one company in all of the many insurance companies and TPAs for whom I worked had the foresight to continue to use transcriptionists for reports and correspondence. Claims adjusting in its current iteration is a shitty, stressful job. It is very hard work and requires perpetual continuing education. At the same time, it is intellectually challenging, can be immensely satisfying, and sometimes can even be fun. As much as I agree with a comment about physical damage auto claims commentary below. In order to curb fraud etc., and that was my biggest frustration. PD adjusters do not seem to identify triggers right away, neither do automated programs. It requires analysis and entry into systems like Dedica etc. Now, having said that, windshield claims and many other comp claims can in fact go to automation. Complex and commercial lines claims, impossible. Also, high-value clients, claims require personal interaction and service. Lastly, if fraud not identified early on, it is much harder to gather evidence later in the claims process. Therefore, I do not think it would go that direction, and the companies that will do so are low-end companies catering to lower-end clientele, or facility would be another one. In US, the new companies that are marketing AI component in their ratings and claims is just a marketing gimmick, and I have many concerns with such.